Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Ashapura Minechem Limited Q2FY26 earnings conference call hosted by Ashapura. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company, which are based on the beliefs, opinions, and expectations of the company as on date of this call. These statements are not guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Chetan Shah, Promoter Director of Ashapura Minechem Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, friends. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you on this second quarter's earnings calls. And that's half year ended on the September 2025. It gives me immense pleasure to connect with you once again. This beginning second quarter's earnings call, we are deeply appreciate your continuous interest, your support, your confidence in Ashapura Group journey. On call with us, we have our CFO, Mr. Ashish Desai, our Company Secretary, Sachin Polke, and also Mr. Manan Shah, who is the part of Promoters Group. And also, we are very thankful to our 8 factors who are our investor relationship team. As quick recap, as you know that Ashapura has started in 1982. Many of you are joining first time on this call, so I like to say something that Ashapura has started its modest beginning in 1982 with a single product, bentonite. Today, we are a multi-product, multi-solutions company, and we are now going with a lot of new initiatives for our group. We also diversified our activities in the various countries, especially in the Guinea, and so Ashapura is divided in 2 parts: business in India as well as the business outside the India. So this business is based on our own raw materials coming from our own mines, but we are going for more on value-added products, while the Guinea business is mainly based on the resource base and we are mining in a very large scale and exporting our products to various countries. I'll give you a very brief idea about the Guinea business. In second quarters, which is normally always affected with the monsoon season, but however, in these quarters we have done an export of 1.33 million tons of bauxite, which is almost double when compared to the previous corresponding quarter of last financial year. The main reason to have this thing is because of the better planning. We have made very proper arrangements for the logistics and ocean-going vessels, as well as maintain the good quantity of the stocks in the port, and also maintain the roads, which is normally these roads are most important part of our logistics arrangements. So having all the factors in place, we are able to maintain a good volume of bauxite exports out of Guinea. You can say that the first half of this year remained more as a consolidation and forward momentum for the Ashapura. For that, we have taken several initiatives, and that each initiative is taking us the steady progress across the Guinea as well as the business in India. Last year, our biggest challenge was the logistics, because the marine logistics, the arrangements of barging as well as transshippers. At the same time, it's also the challenge to finding the vessel, ocean-going vessels at the right timings and at the right rate. To overcome this kind of issues, we have entered into a long-term arrangements. Of course, this is given by the index, but we have made the long-term arrangements for the coming quarters, or you can say the calendar year 2026, so that we will not face any such problems related with the barging, transshippers, or the ocean-going vessels. We have in contact with the company who are world-recognized company providing such kind of logistic supports, and we have made a long-term agreement with this company on basis of index. To overcome some of issues in Guinea, we have a large deposit is available, but there was some kind of connectivity problems. So during last 2 quarters, we were very busy building some kind of a special bridge over the river. It is one of big initiatives from our side, so that we can access to a large and a good quality deposits in the other parts of our mining areas in the mines called BOFA. This bridge work is already completed. We will going to start the opening of the bridge will happen on 27th of November, very precisely. The bridge is about 60 meters above the ground level, and the length of the bridge is about 100 meters. Estimated investment, we don't have the exact figure as on today, so it would be in excess of about 80 crore rupees. Having these arrangements in place, we'll have access to a very good quality of bauxites and a very large quantity of bauxite, which will help our volume in forthcoming quarters. There are a few other initiatives also in the same area related with the mines. We have put up the new equipments, the mining equipments, and a lot of other handling equipments, so that we can have the efficiency and can have the better loading rate on daily basis. Again, coming back to the Indian business, in Indian business, you can say that if you compare with the first half of the current year and the first half of the previous year or the corresponding year, I think there is more than 25% growth in the business. This is also because of normally the monsoon quarter, and the quarter which is starting from the July to September, which is always not very positive quarter for any mining business. But this year, we have taken a lot of new initiatives and made a very good planning in a way that we can have a good results and will not suffer because of the monsoon season. And that's why you can see that there is about 25% growth in overall Indian business compared to previous corresponding the first half of financial year. So Indian business is also growing very well, as well as the Guinea business is also growing very well, and we expect that we will, despite of the prolonged monsoon and despite of lot of destructions, we will be still able to achieve our target for the coming quarters without much problems. So I feel that we are going in the right directions, and at the same time, of course, the few things Manan will cover in his address to all of you. But there is a very stable price, there's very stable demand, and more or less the volume what is we plan to produce, which will be covered, for the next year without much problems. So we look at it's very exciting. The second half of this year will remain more exciting compared to the first half, and we are an entire Ashapura team is working towards this goal so that we can achieve our target as per given or we mentioned you in our earlier communications. I appreciate your attending this call, and I will hand over this to our CFO, Ashish Desai, give you some figures, with quick figures that will help you to understand more about our current performance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chetan sir, and good evening everyone. Coming to the financial performance, I'll be giving you numbers for quarter 2 as well as H1 of 26. First of all, about quarter 2, consolidated revenue from operation for the current quarter, that is quarter 2, stood at 952.5 crore, reflecting growth of around 57% year on year. And this is basically primarily driven by continued strength in the Guinea bauxite exports and stable performance across domestic verticals. EBITDA for the quarter 226 doubled year on year, which was 132.1 crore and 102.6% growth. That is 13.9%, which was 10.8% in last quarter of 25. And this improvement also again was supported by improved cost efficiencies and higher operating leverage. Talking about profit before tax, PBT for quarter 2 financial year 26 was 81.2 crore, growing over 128% year on year, with PBT margin at 8.5%, which was 5.9% in quarter 2 of 25. Basic EPS for quarter 2 26 stood at 10.11 compared to 4.71 in the same period of the last year. Talking about H1 number in totality, consolidated revenue for H1 stood at 2,308 crore, reflecting growth of around 75% year on year. Talking about EBITDA, H1 26 came to 319.9 crore, which is up 105% year on year, with margin percentage of 13.9% compared to 11.8% in H1 of 25. Profit before tax, H1 26 was 213 crore, growing at 112% almost year on year, with PBT margin of 9.2%, which was 7.6% in the last first half. And basic EPS, H1 26 stood at 21.61 compared to 11.22 in the same period of last year. Despite an approximate 3% correction in bauxite prices and a stronger local currency, EBITDA per metric ton of Guinea bauxite has dropped very slightly. I mean, it was $8.9 USD per metric ton compared to $9.3 USD per metric ton in the quarter 1, supported largely by improved internal operational efficiency. One major point to be highlighted is about income tax. During the quarter, if we see consolidated published result, profit and loss, 24.76 crore is added to PBT as a net income tax impact on consolidated profit and loss. This is mainly because parent company order related to litigation in respect of carried forward losses aggregating amount 259 crore settled in favor of the parent company. And company has recognized deferred tax assets and credited 34.62 crore to the profit and loss. I request Manan now to explain the dynamics of the Guinea and India business.
Thank you, Ashish bhai. Good evening, everyone. Let me take you through some key business developments of quarter 2 and H1 of FY26. We'll begin with Guinea. In the first half of FY26, we exported 3.38 million metric tons of bauxite. We have almost achieved the full year volume of FY24-25. The infrastructure we have built, including 3 ports and over 370 kilometers of in-house and mines to port road network, is now finally enabling easier execution of higher volumes. Our partnership with China Railway is progressing well. We have started working jointly in mining, logistics and port operations, which will give us a much stronger foundation to manage operations and improve our capability to execute. Our Boca and GSM port expansion remains on track to complete by Q2 FY27, and this will lift our total handling capacity at these ports from 16 million metric tons to 27 million metric tons, allowing us to serve both captive and third-party cargo more efficiently. As mentioned earlier, bauxite prices have seen a little bit of correction, 5% approx over the quarter. However, the demand for bauxite continues to be very stable. Our production volumes are fully committed for calendar year 26. However, the pricing will be adjusted as per the index. We see aluminium metal prices as fairly strong and stable, and we expect this to support bauxite prices going forward. I would like to highlight that there was some monsoon impact for the month of October. However, things are much better now, and the company is fully geared up to achieve its internal targets. About our iron ore business in Guinea, we have mentioned earlier that we have a strategic long-term sale and purchase agreement with a local beneficiation plant, and we are happy to announce that trial production has begun. We expect to commercialize further within the next 2 quarters. We would like to reiterate that we are confident of achieving our target of 15 million metric tons in FY27-28. Coming to our India business, all 4 of our India verticals continue to deliver stable performance and improved realizations, despite Q2 being a seasonally weaker quarter. I will briefly cover each of our verticals. Bentonite and allied minerals. This year we were better prepared for the monsoon with investments in operations and sufficient pre-monsoon inventory storage. This helped us to maintain strong sales and dispatch momentum. Strong focus on iron ore pelletizing business and construction sectors supported our volumes. We continue to focus on value-added applications in oil and gas, foundry and environmental solutions. We would like to share that we have started production in 2 new bentonite mines in Kutch after receiving all clearances recently. We expect 300,000 tons annually, which will improve the cost structure and the sales potential for this vertical. Coming to our next division, white performance minerals. We had a strong growth in our kaolin products led by increasing export demand for our current product portfolio, particularly in paint and fiberglass segment. Currently, we are close to complete capacity utilization at our further kaolin plant. We remain focused on new product development and customer acceptance efforts through our Ashapura Innovation and Knowledge Center, which will boost our brand, revenues and margins over the medium term. We are looking at capacity expansion in the near future for our higher value product lines within the same facility. Our third division, Specialty Absorbent Solutions. Bleaching clay, a forward integration of our bentonite mineral, continues to operate at near full capacity utilization, backed by robust demand from edible oil refiners. We see a strong and increasing demand from the edible oil sector, where your company commands over 70% market share in the premium clay segment in India. Exports are also improving on a year-on-year basis as India remains a cost-efficient destination for this product globally. We are now evaluating suitable options to further increase our bleaching clay capacity through debottlenecking and brownfield expansions. The company is currently undertaking a detailed evaluation for the same. The recent commissioning of our 9 megawatt solar plant, which is linked to this bleaching clay plant under the group captive model, has helped to lower costs and reinforce our sustainability goals. Please note, APL owns 26% of the solar SPV. We foresee a minimum 20% reduction of the power cost at this plant from this initiative. Our fourth division, Advanced Ceramic Materials. Our associate company, Orient Ceratec Limited, witnessed a strong quarter, with both Q2 and H1 profits more than doubling YOY. Market sentiment in the oil and gas segment has been particularly encouraging, which is a key driver for our propellants business. Other ceramic businesses such as NRM, castables and refractory raw materials are also growing steadily. The China Plus One opportunity continues to strengthen. For example, we have recently seen the imposition of anti-dumping duties on China in Europe for some of our ceramic products. We remain well positioned to cater to this shift. Overall, our India business is growing steadily, backed by captive raw materials, positive demand tailwinds, and continuous focus on development and sales of value-added materials. This is all from our side. We now open the floor to questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and then 1 on their touchtone phone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, please press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Our first question comes from the line of Ronak Jain from Sangvi Family Office. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Most of my answers are covered in opening remarks. I have just one question that what amount of cash Ashapura estimate to spend on R&D and which were the segments for R&D? So that's my question.
Can you just, you want to know the percentage of spend of R&D of revenue?
No, of that, in coming future. What are we estimating R&D cost?
Sure. So, I think that I would like to say that our R&D cost currently is quite a low percentage of PAT. I have not calculated exactly currently, but it is not very high in terms. But maybe going forward, maybe we can reach 2 to 3% of PAT, which we think is sufficient for our size of our company, and the kind of business we're in. I think 2 to 3% could be a medium-term goal. But currently, we may be a little bit lesser than that.
Okay. So, thank you. Just one more question. The bauxite rate which we are assuming, it will be stable at these prices going forward, right? Is my understanding correct?
Correct. So currently, bauxite prices, as we mentioned, have declined about 4 to 5% over the last 90 days or so. Broadly, our view is that bauxite is not a very volatile commodity and prices are generally stable when you compare it to iron ore or other such more volatile commodities. Our in-house view is that prices should be at least stable over here or may even increase a little bit from here. This is our view as on date. But mostly, we expect it to remain stable at the very least.
Okay. So just last question if I can squeeze in. So what are the key factors which can affect bauxite rate, upside and downside? Only two factors which are.
I think that as we can see that US-China relations are, for example, slowly improving but slowly. This kind of improvement could definitely contribute to the increase in bauxite prices and aluminium prices. So I think just a little bit of the global uncertainty, if it were to be reduced, we would expect a positive effect on our products.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you for answering.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Parikshit Gujarati from Niveshaay. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, hi.
So thank you for the opportunity. So I had just a question. Can you provide a detailed breakdown of the cost structure? So if suppose the bauxite is selling at the price of $74 per ton, what are the mining costs? What are the port and logistics costs? what are the freight costs, etc.?
Currently, on this call, I will not be able to provide a detailed costing. However, most of our costs are related to the logistics, both road and sea logistics and transshipment logistics. So most of our costs are actually built from logistics, and mining is a smaller part of the cost. Our company.
Terms?
Currently, I would not be able to give you offhand on percentage terms. However, as mentioned, that currently our EBITDA is close to $9. So, and to some extent, of course, with the bauxite prices, the freight also has a certain correlation. So we do expect that how we are operating, we do expect that we can maintain this kind of EBITDA in the future. So that's one point what I can mention. But detailed breakup on this call may take quite a while because we have maybe more than 20 different cost centers.
Okay. So my second question is that what is the correlation between bauxite prices and your EBITDA? So if suppose the bauxite prices are 10% from here, what would be the effect on EBITDA? Are you saying that you will be able to maintain 30-40% margins, which you are doing currently in the next 2-3 years? Or?
So there is some correlation between the bauxite prices and the freight which we pay to ocean-going vessels to deliver our bauxite. So a lower bauxite price may also be linked to, of course we cannot see this often, but a lower bauxite price can typically, result or can have at the same time the possibility of a lower freight price. They're not completely correlated, but there is a partial correlation. It would be very difficult to predict exactly what would happen if the 10% of the fall in bauxite prices were to happen. To some degree, our EBITDA may get compressed, but not by the full degree. So if maybe if 10% of bauxite prices fall, it's not like our margin would also reduce by 10%. There would be some percentage impact. But I would not say the correlation is 100%. It would really depend on the cost of fuel, the cost of vessels at that point. But of course, if the prices were to drop 10%, it would have a negative impact on our margins.
And so my next question was that where are you seeing such massive growth in the aluminium demand that you have planned CapEx of 3 million metric ton, 15 million metric ton in the next 3 years? What are the demand drivers you are seeing from China and from across the world?
It's a good question. So currently, if I'm not wrong, China imports close to 200 million tons of bauxite. What is actually happening in this industry is that there were many traditional locations like Indonesia, Australia, and even some small quantities from India, Malaysia. However, what is happening in this industry is that Guinea is increasingly emerging as the most preferred destination to source bauxite from. So while the aluminium global industry may be growing at very few percentage points, what we are seeing is a shift from many locations traditionally to Guinea as a preferred bauxite destination. There are many Chinese players who are not fully integrated. Most of their production may not be fully integrated in terms of the fact that the smelter owners are linked to the bauxite mine. So many of them would like a partner like us, a proven mine owner from which they would want to buy bauxite from over the longer term. So the opportunity actually comes that we provide a very good source of Guinean bauxite to many Chinese companies as a strategic supplier to them, and as well as the fact that Guinea will be the world's predominant destination for bauxite even in the medium term to longer term. So that the shift is there, that things are moving from other locations to Guinea.
Yeah.
And overall, the China demand for bauxite the imported bauxite will increase as domestic bauxite. See, China did have some amount of bauxite sales. as a part of the total bauxite consumption. So that continues to increase year on year due to depletion of reserve or some environmental related issues. Their imports should at least be going up 10% year on year even because of this. So 10 to 15% even their imports may increase year on year as they continue to shift. So there are a lot of positive tailwinds for Guinea in particular, whether it is the lower domestic availability of bauxite or the changes of location preference. So this is why we are very confident that even our target of 15 million tons or even something beyond that has a pretty solid and stable market where the quantities would be taken.
And I just have one question
Sorry
more
to
that.
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. We request you to return the queue for follow-up questions because there are several other participants waiting for return.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
The next question comes from the line of Vivek Singh from IOCL. Please go ahead.
So first of all, congratulations on very good set of numbers. I have just one question. What can be the new uses of aluminium in the global market?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I missed your question.
Yeah, sir, my question is, as per you people, what are the new uses of aluminium or bauxite in the international market in terms of electric vehicle or renewable energy?
So definitely, I think the adoption of electric vehicles does help because there is more aluminium used in electric vehicles, and also many of these solar panels. In India, you can see there is a huge growth of solar, for example. So all the base panels of solar are made out of aluminium. Also, generally, aluminium is also a very consumption-driven product. So typically, it has always seen a stable growth. Whether it is in the basic applications like cans or other industries. So I don't have specifics. We do generally, when we see reports, we do see like at least a minimum of 3.5% and up to 5% growth on various reports. But definitely what I can think of is that EV and solar would be pushing a degree of that growth. But mostly when we're working, we're assuming about 4 to 5% is something that we're working with. Our focus also remains a little bit more on the changing trends of bauxite in terms of the destination, the quality and the import substitution sort of. So aluminium, I can only offer a general comment as of now.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Vardhaman Chaturvedi from EVS Equity. Please go ahead.
Congratulations to the management for delivering such a fantastic product despite some challenges, right? So my first question is that you had extended the port capacity which is scaled to 27 million metric tons. So by which year we would be attaining the utilization level?
So currently, as we have mentioned, that we have set a target for us of 15 million metric ton in FY27-28. For now, what I can say is that this is not the final target. We do have plans to grow beyond this. That's why we are so focused on having the correct partnerships as far as the logistics and other operations are concerned, because this gives us the strength to execute far beyond 15 million tons. I might not be in a position to comment when the 27 million capacity would be fully utilized, but we can say safely that we are developing the capability to go far beyond 15 million tons.
Maybe by FY30?
It's possible.
Okay. And so my second question is that Guinea is contributing nearly more than 70% of the turnover. I just want to know that what the management is planning to mitigate the country-specific risk going forward. Like, are we diversifying with other minerals with respect to different geography?
So that's a good question. Historically, we have seen that many multinationals, specifically in the field of bauxite, have been operating in Guinea for at least 40 to 50 years, if not more. So firstly, our perception of Guinea is that it is fairly stable and benign for businesses in the mining industry. So that's my starting point. The second point about diversification in terms of moving from Guinea into other minerals or other geographies. I think that as a company, we do have a watch on other countries and the mineral opportunities which they present. However, it would be too soon to comment on some kind of a specific plan. However, what we can say is that we are actively tracking other countries, in Africa for mineral opportunity. It has taken us several years. We set foot in Guinea in 2016 and almost 8-9 years later that we have performance now. So it's very important that we are fully focused on, developing this project to its potential and being able to recover our investments also soon. And at the same time, we are on the lookout for new opportunities in the rest of Africa. When there will be something concrete with us, we will be happy to share with you.
Okay, thank you.
Gaman sir, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah,
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Nalin Shah from NVS Brokerage. Please go ahead.
First of all, I think heartiest congratulations on the Q2 and H1 performance, which is really excellent. My question is that Manan, whatever the numbers which you have given, that 27-28, we are talking of 15 million tons. So based on that, if you can just tell us, just for our understanding purpose, that what would be the current year, full year target and next year target, so that we understand from, say, current year, if it is 8 million tons, then you will go to 11 and then 15 million tons. That is first. The second question is that you had also mentioned about the China rail big, this thing is going on. So this 15 million tons, does it include China rail contract? And it will add further, or it will be a part of this only?
Thank you for that question. Let me answer the second part first. Yeah. China Railway is supporting us in our operations, infrastructure and logistics. So to that extent, we are working with them as a partner. They are not the end customer for this bauxite. So our target of 15 million tons does not include them as a customer. Rather, they are a partner who are supporting us in our journey to achieve this target. Regarding the next year and how we see the progression towards 15 million tons. So we have kept 15 million tons target for the year after next, essentially.
That's right.
We are kind of expecting a linear progression. So I think FY24-25 was about 3 million tons and we are targeting about 15 million tons. But we do think that it will be a close to linear progression. You can add it up. The point is that Q2 and Q3 always provides little bit of challenges, and Q1 and Q4, or rather Q4 and Q1 is the years where we are the quarters where we really ramp. Our objective is every year in Q1 and Q4 to take the company to newer heights. This is how we are organized.
Correct. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Nalin bhai.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Mahavir Jain from Astrum Advisors. Please go ahead.
Hi. Congratulations on a very good set of numbers. I just wanted to know that as we are targeting a 15 million ton and also a further increase, what kind of EBITDA can we expect with the operational leverage kicking in?
With the information which we have, I definitely believe that there may be still some room to improve the efficiency of our operations, given that we are still quite far away from our target of 15 million tons. I think that every quarter, like we mentioned earlier, our CFO Ashish mentioned that despite the almost 3% drop in bauxite prices, our EBITDA was quite stable and did not reflect the equivalent drop. And a lot of that is because of, improved operational efficiencies, because, we have the support of our partners, which contributes a long way to managing our costs. And we are also improving as time goes by. In my opinion, if prices are to remain stable, definitely we think that this would be the lower end of the EBITDA range. I would not be currently in a position to comment at how far the EBITDA can increase, but I can say that there is a scope to improve the margins, probably as the volumes increase. We should see that efficiencies will increase from here, because our infrastructure and planning is for a far bigger volume. So we do see that should kick in.
Yeah, that is what. So is there any remote chances? Are there any remote chances of the EBITDA reaching at $20 per ton?
I think that is too remote.
Too remote. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Sudarshan Mal from Dunseri Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, that's a good set of numbers. As you mentioned in the call that there's a lot of shift changes happening in demand for bauxite from Guinea rather than other parts of the world. Could we help us with some color, like why is this shift happening? Why are people preferring more of Guinea's bauxite versus
So few important thing is that the current earlier the Guinea was been coming into the big way into export of bauxite. So Australia, Malaysia, and Indonesia were dominating for especially the supplies to China. Now Australia has reduced the volume for many reasons, but currently they reduced the volume of exports. So Australia is now exporting only 30 million tons to China. Indonesia has completely banned the export of bauxite, and same way the Malaysia is doing very small volume, something like quota-based exports, which is not more than 3 to 4 million tons per year. India was also one of the prominent exporters to China, but since the government of India has imposed a 15% duty on export of bauxite, and at the same time the quality of Indian bauxite was not so high, so that India is also gradually dropped in the race. So currently you can say the dependable source of the bauxite is only remain the Guinea. On the other hand, the Guinea is the largest bauxite reserves in the world, which is estimated about 30 billion tons of bauxite, which is a proven reserves, and it can go up to 50 billion tons probable reserves. So second thing is the Guinea government, that depends on the export of minerals, primarily bauxite, and in future maybe iron ore. So it is 40% of the GDP of the Guinea government. So Guinea government is also supporting the export of bauxite. So if you look at that, this volume in Guinea now currently is 150 million tons, which is expected to be about 200 million tons in next 2 years, or what you